This episode of On the Line is presented to you by Living.fit, your one stop for all your fitness needs. Make sure you go download the app Living.fit today. Now here's the show. Welcome to On the Line. Today is Friday, February 18th. We got a great show for you guys. We got Brian Kelleher on the show. But first and foremost, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Stitcher, Apple, Spotify, Google Heart, Podcast, I don't know, whatever you're listening to, make sure you hit that follow button. Maybe leave your review. That would be awesome. We appreciate it. But anyway, Brian Kelleher on the show. We got our medals for the past week. Going a little bit on the UFC Fight Night 48 with Jamal Hill, Johnny Walker. Great show. Love the show. But without further ado, here is Brian Kelleher. We are joined by recurring guest of the program. He's got a big fight coming up, probably the biggest fight of his career, against Umar Nurmagomedov. Brian, how are you doing, my man?
Doing good, man. How's everything? It's good to see you again.
Oh, it's good to see you again, too. First question I got to ask, though, and this is something I think that's on everyone's mind, is did you really shit yourself before your last fight?
Yeah, so funny story. Yeah, so I'm like, before fights, like you got the nerves going and everything, and I'm a gassy guy to begin with. So I'm like, I'm feeling, some gas coming on, and like I got my jock strap on and my tight shorts, and everything's like compact, so it's kind of hard to like just let a little out and be confident about it. So I'm like, I'm trying to let something out, and I'm like feeling it like, no, that's not a regular fart right there. Like, don't do it. But then I'm like, well, I don't really have time to like go to the bathroom and shit, because I gotta get out there. Like the fight before me was on, and it could end at any moment. So I'm thinking like, can I make it to the bathroom? Should I just try to like squeeze some out? So I try squeezing some, and I'm like, it's very untrustworthy, So I'm like, I gotta run to the bathroom. So I run to the bathroom. Mind you, I have my UFC gloves on. So if my opponent got pink eye, my apologies. But yeah, I went to the bathroom, took care of everything, cleaned up. We were all good.
Oh my God. That's like the scare. So did you have to, so you didn't get anything on the shorts. Everything there was no marks.
Yeah, no, I did a good job. I did a good cleanup job. Everything was set.
Good thing you didn't have white shorts, because that could have came out pretty badly.
Yeah, that could have looked real bad. I'm pretty sure that actually happened to a couple fighters where they got punched in the stomach or something, and like just naturally something happened,
Just an external force forcing it out a little bit differently than what you're used to. But yeah, it has to have happened at some point. It's just kind of the odds of it not happening are too big. But I want to talk about that fight a little bit. Again, big win. It's your second straight. It seemed like after you got cut, you were going a lot more aggressive into the wrestling. And also you dropped the guy early, and you're a lot more patient than maybe you have been in the past. You want to like walk us through that? Maybe let's go back to the first round when you knocked him down. Like, what was going through your head? What was the thought process with it?
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of he kind of came out exactly how I thought. I only had a couple days to kind of watch a little bit and get his tendencies down, and I kind of knew what kind of style he was going to bring. He throws like a lot of volume, but like softer shots out there, kind of setting up the calf kicks, which he did a good job with that. But then I dropped him in the first round, and with me, I'm really good at kind of having a gauge on how hurt the guy is and how he's feeling. So when he got back up from when I dropped him, I kind of could see in his eyes like he was still with it. It wasn't like he was like wobbly or he looked weak on his legs, and I could really pounce on him. But whenever I drop someone, it does give you that little sense of like, all right, I got to put it on him and try to finish the fight. So I tried to put a little bit more on him there, and I kind of played it by ear, wasn't too hurt. And then, as the fight went on, the cut happened. And I had got cut previously, from the Ricky Simon fight, and that was a bad cut. And that was the first time I was ever cut in my career. So it was a little bit of like a shock, like, wow, I've never felt this. This is weird. I can't see. And in this fight, it was kind of like, I thought about that fight like, oh, I've been here before. It's no big deal. It's just a cut. It's going to be fine. Keep going. And it really helped me in this fight. I stayed sharp, and I just stayed smart, and started to work the wrestling game plan.
So what was it that got you cut? Was it an elbow, or is this? I cannot remember off the top of my head what it was from. I thought I wrote it down.
So I dipped down like this to throw a body shot, and at the same time I closed the distance for it. He threw like an elbow like that towards me, and it just nicked me, and just slipped me open. It didn't really even hurt. It just happened to slice my skin.
I think the same shit happened to Simone. Like when you fought him, like kind of the same shit. He got you with an elbow, you didn't really feel it, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm bleeding. Like this
Yeah,
isn't this isn't good.
the Simone fight, I felt it a lot more because it was ground and pound and it was like forceful. But the same deal, like I'm pretty good at taking shots. I have a good chin and everything, and he got me good with an elbow. But I was like, oh, okay, he got me on the forehead. But then all of a sudden, I'm feeling like oily liquid coming into my eye, and then I was like, oh man, I'm sliced open. I don't know how bad this is.
Feel that warm ooze kind of going down the face,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in the Ricky Simon fight, like the cut affected me a lot more because it was really like blinding me for like the majority of the fight, which that happened early in the first round, and it was hard to deal with.
And then that's again experience. Gotta get experience with that blood and experience. Like again, you went to kind of more wrestling kind of towards the end of it. But hey, you got the win, got the dub. Now you're fighting Umar Magomedov. Let's talk about that. Are you gonna shave the mustache and goatee and just go full Dagestani?
I should, right? Someone was saying that. I mean, I might look pretty damn weird with the shaved mustache. The connection to the beard makes it look a little more normal, but I might have to go with that. That's a good idea.
What are you? And I know you said you have you have a special walkout planned. Now I don't want you to ruin it, but I'm kind of curious. Is it WWE related, or is there another hint you can give us as to like trying to figure it out?
No, see, so the fight celebration is WWE related, but we already kind of saw me do that. I try to make that like a new tradition.
I've
But
noticed you've done it every single time since, and they
yeah,
always capture it. They've always
yeah,
captured it every
yeah.
time
The
now.
last time I went to do it, my cornerman was like trying to take a picture of us, and I'm like, no, come on, man, come on, you're ruining my gig here. But yeah, no, I have a cool walkout song, that I've been like thinking about walking out to, and I really honestly should have my whole career. But it's good. It's gonna be good with the fans, I feel like.
And that's another thing too. You're gonna be back in front of the fans for the first time in maybe what, like 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, it's been
So,
2 years at least. It's January of 2020 was the last time.
oh Jesus, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Crazy.
so you've had 6 fights without fans.
Yeah, it's almost like I got used to it, without the fans. And now it's like I've been thinking about it. It's like just a little bit more nerves, a little bit more intensity. You're in that stadium and you're in the back and you can kind of feel like the roar, from the fans and everything. So it's a different atmosphere, but I welcome it. I think it's cool that like I have been away from them for so long. It gives you kind of that desire to get back to that. So I'm more excited, but it does bring a little bit more nerves than usual.
And it's got to be also exciting too, in the fact that like not only that, but like you're saying kind of a second ago, is like when you fight in front of the fans and at these pay-per-views, it's like it just makes it a little bit bigger and really does make that pay-per-view feel a little bit more special with like all these fans you have around. Like I feel like for me, like it's like a privilege. Like they're allowing you to perform in front of thousands and thousands of fans, even though usually that's the norm. Now it's kind of like the privilege thing.
Yeah, man, like any other sport, like we're out there performing and they're the ones that, pay to come see us and kind of put the money in our pockets. So, it's going to be great to put on for them again. And yeah, big pay-per-view. So who knows? I mean, I haven't seen where they put me on the card yet. I might get a main card slot and, it's a big name, with the Nurmagomedov last name. So I'm pretty sure they're trying to promote this guy, obviously
They want to
Khabib's in his
use you as
corner.
a stepping stone.
Oh
That's
yeah.
some bullshit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, I know what it is, man. But it's not the first time that this has happened. So
No.
I relish in this kind of moment, and I like fighting. I like the fact that he's undefeated. A lot of motivating factors going into this.
I was trying to find the odds before we got on, but I couldn't find them anywhere. They're probably on like one of those like Europe sites or whatever. I just use the American one, so I couldn't find it. But I'm assuming it's not going to be. If you want to back Boom, you're going to get a nice payday.
I'm always tempted to bet on myself because I saw it. I was like a plus 390 or something like that. He's like a minus 500. My brother, sometimes he bets on me. I'm just like, just don't fucking tell me, you know what I mean? I don't want extra pressure. I don't want to know that like you might be losing money or whatever. I don't even want to know, but it is tempting when I see it.
Well, you see those numbers, you're like, if I just put $100 in myself, like if I win, that's $390 now in my pocket. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's
Big
kind of
payout.
yeah. If you believe in yourself that much, why wouldn't you? It's kind of like that. So for this fight and for this upcoming camp, I'm assuming you're just practicing a shitload of takedown offense and a shitload of ground submissions, like on the back submissions.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely covering all that stuff. We do know, he does like to throw a lot of kicks and check mark kicks and stuff. So he's a little bit fancy with the kicks, not very heavy with the boxing. And of course, these guys are always looking for a takedown at some point, and they're very much about control and like getting the back and stuff like that. And they take their time. They don't really go crazy with ground and pound or look for submissions right away. But yeah, we're working on all angles and covering everything and looking for things up the middle on the way in if he shoots. Uppercuts, knees, front kicks, stuff like that.
So just kind of preparing all around. Yeah. So like, how much tape have you actually watched on him? And like, how long have you known that you're going to be fighting Umar? Like, how long has this been settled?
I've only known for like maybe a week or two. Yeah, or it was pretty short notice because I didn't fight too long ago, and then my manager called me with this. So not for too long. I watched like two of his fights. I like to watch the ones most recent. His debut against Morozov. Guy, throws heavy hooks and stuff, and he did a good job scrambling with him early on. He did get caught with the rear naked choke, but yeah, I got a good gauge of like his tendencies. And he did fight the guy I was supposed to fight last fight that pulled out, Saeed Kakramanov.
Mm-hmm.
He fought him in PFL, so I had already watched that fight, to get a gauge on them both. But yeah, I noticed his kicks. He's quick with them, gets them up fast, and just got to be aware and sharp and see everything.
And I think theoretically, if you are to win, I think this is out to be Khabib's first loss as a coach in the UFC. So that's another zero you get to take.
Hey, taking all the zeros, man. Let's do this. I mean, we got the guy I'm fighting. He's 13-0, I think, or 14-0. Khabib's undefeated in the corner, and I might get crazy and have to bring Khabib out of retirement. I know I'm not the name that he cares about, but I'm trying to do whatever I can right now to get those big fights.
Speaking of getting those big fights, what happened with the Sean O'Malley fight? I remember back before he fought whoever the fuck he fought last. I can't remember his name, but you agreed to sign the fight originally. Like you guys agreed, and then you called UFC and they said it was bugs. Like what happened with all that?
Yeah, Halion Paiva, he fought last.
It was Paiva.
Yeah, and he was a scrappy guy coming up, but they match him up well stylistically against winnable guys, and that's just what it is. I mean, could you imagine O'Malley taking this fight? It would never happen. Like he would never fight Umar Nurmagomedov, especially right now. It's just the way it is, and I hope the fans, respect that I'm a guy that's like, yes, like I'll take on whoever. Like I don't care about styles and names and records, and that's like real fightership. But hopefully the O'Malley fight happens at some point. I do know, it's obvious he's going to be the money fight in the division as things go if he keeps knocking guys out and winning. And hopefully I could put a good streak together right now and make that fight happen along the way. And it'll be even bigger if it's later and his star power rises as well.
Yeah. So again, yeah, I mean, I know that's a fight I know you've been hankering for a while, and it seems like a fight that kind of either it gets very close, then something else happens. It kind of takes a step aside. But in talking about activity and how you kind of don't say no to people is, I know you had a little bit of a longer layoff than you would have wanted before this last fight. Like what was kind of the holdup on that?
Really just timing. I mean, I was in the gym training. I was ready. There was no injuries or anything like that. It's just, I think with the Simon fight, maybe with the cut was bad. They gave me like time to recover and rest or whatever, but it really wasn't on me. It was just on the UFC. Sometimes they, just have a different plan or they kind of make you wait and stuff. It's weird how it works. It's like, if you can build momentum and get a couple of wins and call your shots, it seems like it's always in your favor to stay active when that's the case. If you take a bad loss, they kind of forget about you for a little bit and then they give you a different, opportunity, which for me, it was, my first win was Pilarte and he was a Contender Series guy. And that was like them trying to say, hey, is this new guy going to take over or does Kelleher still belong? They try to figure things out. So I like staying active. I hope I can keep this momentum going, maybe get even 2 more in this year. That'd be 5 for the year. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it would be 100%. And that's one of the things too, once you build that momentum and all that stuff, maybe if let's say you beat Umar, I mean, that Sean fight could be next too. You really don't know, because if you beat Umar and then I don't know, that's a possibility. It's always possibility all over the place. It's a crazy game. The MMA game is crazy. But again, so like you want five fights this year. What happens, but and then we talked about how like losses don't age, like you don't say they want to age like wine, but sometimes they do. And like this, your last loss was Ricky Simone. He went out and finished Rafael and Sunsao. You went to a decision with them, and really you can kind of say not an asterisk, but you got a blood all over your face. So I mean, That's got to be good for the confidence.
Yeah, and like nobody wants to make excuses, but I'm always honest with myself. Like in that fight, I genuinely had like conversations with myself because the cut was new to me. You know, it was like my reaction to it was panic, and I was trying to survive. I no longer cared about winning that fight. I just wanted to survive, and that's what happened. I survived the 3 rounds, but when I look back at it in retrospect, I'm like, man, there's so much more to me than I displayed in that fight. And it wasn't me, you know, like after he caught me in the first round with that elbow, like I shut down. And I know that in the fight. And it just sucks to know that, but no one else cares. And you kind of have to like deal with it yourself and then hopefully get redemption sometime down the line, you know. But you know, in this fight, I think, you know, taking this guy out, Umar is like a big name. It'll kind of erase all of that. And that's what a winning streak can do for you. So
Yeah, exactly. And so I have a couple more questions before we move on to the segment with my intern here. Where are we at with the rap battle with Bryce Mitchell?
I don't know, man, but he's fighting on this same card, so that's kind of interesting, and I think that's cool. And I like Bryce Mitchell, but it'd be fun to do that. I think he shut it down. I think he like wants to just sell his music, and he doesn't want to like put any out there for free or something. I heard. So you could always write something that's not on like your album and kind of do it for fun. So I'd always be down for that. I think it would get a lot of traction. But I'd also be down for like, you know, jumping on a track with him. Maybe we could team up and do something fun like that.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many possibilities. I mean, again, if they're out there saying they're the best rapper in the game in the UFC, you got to at least try to back it up with some other guys who are rappers in the UFC like you know.
Yeah, I got to start remembering my rhymes, man. People get pissed off if I'm looking at like the computer screen while I record myself. So, because I usually just throw on a beat and I'll just start writing right there, and then I'll spit it right after I write it. But I haven't remembered my lyrics yet. You know what I mean? Because I didn't practice or, you know, do any kind of like memorizing. So people always get on me for that. So I got to get better at that before I even record. I'm going to get my lines down and then like look in the camera. I guess they, you know, they could relate with that better.
Oh yeah. So as I said, that's all I got for you for this whole for my thing. So now we're gonna move on to my intern here. You weren't here you haven't been here since we brought him on the show. So this is how this works. It's like a 5-level game. He's gonna ask you maybe five questions. So the first question, if you like it, we move on to the next one. But if you don't like a question, just tell him at any point that's a terrible question, then we'll wrap this thing up.
Okay.
Yeah. Real simple to plan.
That's it. That's the only rules.
Those are the only rules. If you like it, we move on. If you
Shit.
don't like it, damn, then we wrap it up.
I don't want to be a mean guy. I got to give him at least a couple, you know?
Oh, come on. No, everyone's been so nice to him lately.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get someone like the past like 4 or 5. No one said anything.
Did anyone shut him down after one question?
Actually, Brandon Fitzgerald sort of did. So what Fitzgerald did was he asked a question. He's like, I'm going to answer the question, but you worded it terribly. So so then he did the entire thing. He just taught him how to properly ask questions. It was pretty funny, but
it felt like one of my lectures for class, but yeah. All right, let's get into this. So starting off, we were talking about being back with fans again. So do you have any, like, what's your craziest fan interaction story that you've got? Like,
interaction. I mean, I always go back to my debut in Brazil when I was there. Just crazy electric fans, you know, and hostile too, because I'm fighting a Brazilian. You know, it's my debut, and it's my first experience with like this kind of intensity, big stage, UFC, bright lights. And I go off on the mic after I win, and I'm on my way back through like the tunnel. And I didn't think anything of it. I'm thinking like, oh, I just, you know, was kind of being, you know, a little intense and I was promoting myself, but I wasn't like doing any kind of Colby Covington, you know, like really disrespectful towards the Brazilian people. And these people were like, they were furious with me. Like they were like giving me the finger, yelling curses at me in Brazilian, throwing beer cans at me. Like security was like covering me up and like running me out the tunnel. So that was pretty intense.
Jesus. That's insane.
That means you did something right. It always means you did something right. If you're pissing off the hometown crowd, you did something right.
Yeah, for sure. It means I won. That's for sure. You know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Hey, that's all that matters in the end. So, all right, level 2. Who do you think is a better rapper, Jake Paul or Tyron Woodley?
Oh, God. I mean, I could stop you there, but you know what? I haven't really heard Jake Paul rap well. I know he made that funny video like about Dana White, but man, I like Tyron Woodley, but I just find like his music like way low level for, you know, I think he has good connections, and I think that helps him a lot as far as like getting on, getting his music out there and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
his actual rapping skills and like his level of hip hop is definitely low in my opinion.
I got you.
I don't know who's better. I don't know who's better. I haven't heard enough of Jake Paul, but I would even lean towards Jake Paul without even hearing much of his stuff.
I'm gonna be honest. I told him to ask that one. That was.
But I gotta answer that because I'm in the rap game, fight game, rap game.
So, following up on that, I guess then, are there any rappers that you try to base your flow off of, like who have really influenced you in your style?
Not really. I kind of I try to, rap in like my own style and my own
Yeah,
voice and everything, but it does naturally sound like people give me Action Bronson, and then people give me like a
I see
Mac
that.
Miller flow, but I also kind of look a little like Mac Miller, or I used to, I don't know, similar kind of, but I'm from New York, Long Island accent, and then Action Bronson is as well. So I think that plays a role in it, but yeah, I hear that all the time.
Yeah,
just stereotypes all over the place.
yeah, stereotypes.
Yeah. But with music, I mean, like it's like I'm influenced, I'm sure, by multiple different artists,
Mhm.
but I don't really try to like sit down and say like I'm gonna rap like this person, because then it just takes all the authenticity out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the second you try to be someone you're not, it's just like it shows, and the
Yeah.
quality of the music decreases. That's
Yeah, people could see all that stuff. So
yeah. All right, number 4, I guess then.
Yes, sir.
Let's keep it moving. So do you have any movies this year that you're really looking forward to going out and seeing? Like, I know there's some big ones coming out, like Batman or Doctor Strange. Anything you're like really, really hyped for?
all right, so for me, that's where it all ends, man, because you lost me, because
Good
I'm
shit.
I'm not a movie guy.
Fair enough.
I'm
Fair
not a
enough.
movie guy. I rarely ever watch movies. I'm more of like a podcast guy, or like, like little hobbies like with music. But I'm like so out of touch with all these movies, like superhero movies, Marvel movies. Like I have some friends into that stuff, and I'm just like the complete outcast, because like all I watch is fighting, and I'll watch like sports, like Islander games, like NHL games, and like
Okay.
a couple football games. That's about it.
Yeah.
But that's
Well.
not really your fault, because you don't know
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. That's fair enough. I mean, I could ask you a hockey question real quick because I'm a diehard Flyers fan, and
There we go. So I can switch
yeah,
up the script. He
switch it
won his
up.
question back.
Won the question back. All right. So, who do you think is going to be the leader in the MVP race this year in the NHL? Because there are a few candidates I think are up there, and I think that the Stanley Cup race is pretty tight too. So, any predictions for the end of the year?
Like as far as like players go, like just one player like for MVP.
Any players you think has the opportunity to win MVP, and who you think is going to wind up winning the cup at the end?
Man, I mean, if I was gonna go straight Islanders, this would never happen because they're kind of trash right now, and I don't see a playoff run. I mean, they're way back. But I think Adam Pelech on the Islanders, like defenseman, he's like one
Yeah.
of the best defensemen in the league. But as far as like realistic MVPs, maybe like a Nathan McKinnon. I mean, that guy. That
Yeah.
guy's unbelievable. I think like him and McDavid are like neck and neck pretty much. But like when I
Oh
watch
yeah.
them play, it's just like levels beyond like any other players. Barzell is like kind of up there, but
He's close.
he's close. Yeah, but he needs someone to help him. He doesn't have much help.
Yep. I absolutely agree. Every year it's like the Islanders are like right there,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's going to be soon for you guys. Like you're much
Man,
closer than we are.
I would think it would have been this year, because last year we played so well. I was at all those playoff games, with the
Yeah.
Lightning and the Bruins, and we were like, we just missed it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the Lightning. I don't know what to
It's
say.
devastating.
It's the Lightning. All right. So last one here. How do you feel watching the Seattle Kraken and seeing an NHL expansion team play in the way that they're supposed to be playing instead of like the Vegas Golden Knights, who are the absolute anomaly from a few years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that comes down to really. I think it's hard when you build like a new team for everyone to kind of have camaraderie and connect and flow the right way. So I think that's like a normal thing, and I honestly think they have a lot of talent, but they
Yeah.
just haven't been able to figure it out yet. I think a couple of years, 2, 3 years, maybe we might see them start to come close to playoffs or something like that. But it's not like they have a bad team. I just think it's just like starting from scratch and trying to rebuild and make a good team that can connect.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, they have Dave Haxtell as head coach, and he was not it with the Flyers. So I think if they get him out of there, they'll wind up doing a lot better.
Yeah, I mean it's weird how shit switches up like really quick with these NHL teams. Like the Canadians are like terrible
Oh my
right now.
God. That
And
fall off is insane.
yeah, and like last year they had like a crazy playoff run. They did really well. They upset the first go and they look good. They had a lot of good young players, but now they just everything fell apart somehow. I know they hired St. Louis, right?
Yeah, St. Louis. I'm excited to see what he can do. I've always been a fan of his, but
Yeah,
it'll
he's
be
always been exciting.
really interesting.
Who's not
Yeah,
going to win the cup? The Maple Leafs. They're just going to lose in the first round like they always do.
Yeah, I mean they have a chance with the team they got, but yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, why do you say that?
They just always
It's the Leafs curse.
Yeah, they just always lose. All right.
Every year, it's this is the Leafs year. It's kind of like I'm trying to think.
It's like the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's like the Cowboys.
This is the Cowboys year.
Yeah.
America's team. Let's go, baby, and right down the drain.
Yeah, right down the drain. Yeah.
Man, what about that NFL final, man? The game before it with the Chiefs and the Bills, that should have been it.
That was the real Super Bowl. That was the
over.
real Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You can't top that.
Nuts. No. It was one of the best games of football I've ever seen.
I kind of thought the Super Bowl sucked. They should have just ran back the Chiefs and Bills a week later. Just reclaim.
Yeah. 100%. And that was weird, man. All of a sudden at the end of the game, there's flags. Like right at the last play, like they're just letting shit go, and then all of a sudden a flag,
It was obvious that they were trying to make up for that pass interference at the very beginning of the second half. And they're like, well, this is our time. This is the only time we've had a chance to do it because neither of these teams are doing anything in the second half. So I guess this is where they can finally, do the makeup calls.
100%.
That's the worst part about the NFL is all the makeup calls. At least that's why I love the fight game. You don't get makeup calls in the fight game. You just go out there and fight each other.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
100%, man. And you're on your own. You don't have to worry about anybody else messing it up for you,
No, not at all. Not at all. So with that said, man, that's the show. That's the show. You got Umar coming up in a little over a month. What should we expect?
Man, expect the unexpected, I guess. Expect the underdog to pull through. I think a lot of guys are writing me off. I see the fans, it's kind of funny, but it does add up. You can't look too much into that stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm motivated right now, and I'm a late bloomer in this fight game. I'm older, I'm a veteran, but I feel great right now for where I'm at. A lot of people would think for the bantamweight division or wherever, 35 is old and washed up and this and that. But, it takes a long time to find yourself in the fight game. And I feel like I'm still peaking and I'm still at my best. So I can't wait to get in there and shut everyone up and take this guy's
I can't wait to watch it. So actually, I forgot one question that I had written down. I completely forgot to space it. How many people have started hitting you up from like Umar's camp? I know I've like on your Instagram and Twitter, you're starting to get some replies from some of these fanboys from Dagestan. What's been your favorite one so far?
No, I mean, these guys are like all over the place, and sometimes it's hard. I got to see, like, is this a Russian guy? Sometimes that's my reply. I'll be like, are you Russian? Just to tell them, like, yeah, of course you're talking shit and you want Umar to win. Like, you're Russian, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Like, I get it. But no, I mean, these guys are all over the place. It's funny. Like, I actually have like my fans starting to defend me on social media, and I just go through and see like the battles that are happening. And sometimes my brother, my dad chime in, and I just find it hilarious, because I'm like, listen, you can't waste too much time with these people. Like this is what they want. They want reactions and they want responses. They're just sitting home miserable. And that's like the highlight of their day is if I respond or say something to them.
There's nothing better than get that notification. Brian Kelleher responded. Are you Russian?
Yeah, are you Russian?
That's one that I love that kind of shit. And there's nothing worse. So like, there's people on Twitter who's like, they have to argue with other people on Twitter just to like enjoy themselves. I've always found that like, you're not going to change someone's opinion on Twitter by telling them something. Like I can never think of anyone's like, oh, I got an argument on Twitter. And you know what? They changed my mind. I think this other way now. That's never happened. And it never will happen, especially with sports takes.
Yeah, just the thought of like them like sitting there having to do that all day, you know, it's like what's going on in your life that like you have to go out and argue with people and just like say stupid shit to just make yourself fulfilled.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Anyway, yeah, I kind of forgot to ask that because I saw that. I'm like, oh my God, it's just so funny how crazy some of these fans can get. It's just, they're nuts. They're crazy. They're crazy.
Yeah, but that's what it is, man. We got to go in and shut them down.
Exactly.
March 5th.
March 5th, shutting them down. So for us, that's the show. See you guys in a bit. That was an awesome interview with our man, Brian Kelleher. It's obviously great talking to him. He's not fighting, though, for another, month. So as we said on the show, he'll be back on right after. Hopefully he gets the dub. It's going to be kind of hard. It's Umar Nurmagomedov, not someone to fuck around with, but yeah.
It's going to be a good fight.
It's going to be a good fight.
When it goes down, hopefully he kicks his ass.
Yeah, I know. To be honest, it's become what sucks. Not sucks. It's become one of those things. If you're associated with Habib, everyone just cheers against you. If you're outside of Dagestan, or just sick of all these guys coming in and just fucking grapple fucking everybody, you want to see some new
fucking up our dudes.
Yeah, they want to see some different people.
Yeah.
Anyway. It is Friday. Give out our medals for the past week. And after that, we'll go over the rest of UFC Fight Night 48. Jamal Hill, Johnny Walker. Before we do that, medals. Harry, if you want to go ahead and give out your bronze, let's go ahead and get this thing going.
Yeah, so my bronze medal is going to Jalen Ramsey because he is not Eli Apple. Yeah, he got burnt by Jamar Chase on that final play and got so lucky that Joe Burrow got taken down by Aaron Donald. So, yeah, bronze medal to Jalen Ramsey because he made it out unscathed.
He also got smoked on Super Bowl Sunday. He got smoked on Sunday. If they lost, he would have been torn apart in the media. My bronze medal goes to the opposite side of the ball. It goes to Stephon Diggs. So before recording, it was reported that Stephon Diggs had two different girls in the same hotel, but in two different rooms on Valentine's Day. That's just some big baller shit, dude.
That's so badass.
That's so risky too, having both girls in the same hotel but different hotel rooms, just going back and forth, keeping them both happy. Like, how? I'm just trying to fathom how we can do that all night and just keep them both happy.
It makes no sense. What if did they both find out about each other?
Well, I'd assume so at this point if it's being reported that he had two girls in a hotel room. So whoever he was with, they at least know now he was with someone else too. So I don't know. I didn't read the story. I just looked at the headline. But I know it's true. So that's all that matters. Good for Stephon Diggs. Congrats on the sacks. Let's move on to our silver medals. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the silver medals. I'm giving my silver medals to the single women in Green Bay. So a couple of America, Aaron Rodgers, Shailene Woodley, they broke up. So allegedly, this isn't me saying this. This is other people saying this. The reason they broke up is because Aaron wants to stay in Green Bay and she fucking hated Green Bay. So if you're a Green Bay fan, be happy. Aaron Rodgers is going to stay there. But if you're a dude in Green Bay who has a pretty attractive girlfriend, you better be on the lookout for Aaron Rodgers. So.
Oh yeah, it's he's going to be out there trying to steal all the girls.
He's going to be like Calvin Cater out there, man.
He really is.
All right, your silver medal.
My silver medal goes to all draft age men in America because we're not going to war, baby.
Fuck yeah, we're not.
We're not going to war.
We're not going to war.
Oh, no need to worry. Your name's not getting called on that draft card, and we are staying safe for the time being.
It's like every 2 years we go into a World War III mode, and everyone's like, "Fuck, dude, guess we're gonna get drafted."
Yep, and the cycle has repeated itself this year, and we've made it out.
We made it out alive.
We made it out alive.
Don't have to go to war. I couldn't imagine some of the 18-year-olds alive nowadays going to war. Like all they do is wiggle their dick on TikTok, and they're like, "Hey, here's a M4A1. Go shoot some Russians." They wouldn't know what to do with themselves. I wouldn't know what to do with myself, dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'd be doing.
Yeah. I'd just be standing there like, I have to shoot that guy, right?
Well, an army of AJ McKees, though, would be kind of badass.
That would be so badass.
A little foreshadowing in the Monday, or Tuesday, but anyway,
just a little bit.
It's a little foreshadow. So you're gold.
Yeah, my gold medal here, kind of based off of the your silver medal for the silver single woman in Green Bay. Now that Aaron Rodgers is breaking up with his girlfriend, there's only one NFL couple who is now the favorite of everybody, and that is the happy Mr. Patrick Mahomes and his wonderful fiancee Brittany.
I thought they're married already.
As you could, I don't know if they're married. They're either married or I see conflicting reports all the time, but I think it's she's his fiance right now.
I just know they have a kid.
Yeah, they have a kid, but there's a video of the two of them at a basketball game, and the look on Patrick's face was just like, "Get me the fuck out of here! I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be sitting next to her." And it was just like, look at the happy couple. Happy Valentine's Day,
He was pretty
everyone.
close to come out on the. He was very close. He came out very quickly. He said, "I don't know what the fuck these people on the internet are talking about." He sees it all. He sees it all. He sees all this stuff people say about his. I want to be surprised. He's probably told his Brittany and Jackson, like, you guys got to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, like probably kind of like I love you guys, but please shut the fuck up in 1 second.
You're killing my endorsement.
1 second.
You're killing all my endorsement deals.
Yeah. You're making people dislike me. I didn't even think that was possible.
Yeah, so that's whatever. So before I get to my gold medal, I want to give out I'm going to give 2 honorable mentions. Number 1 is to the city of Detroit. They won a Super Bowl, sort of, through Matt Stafford.
By proxy.
Yeah. By proxy. They probably celebrated a lot more than LA. If you didn't see their LA parade, it was pretty pitiful.
Oh,
it was pitiful. And then my other honorable mention goes to Platinum Mike Perry, the blackest white man in the world. He's boxing and bare knuckle boxing, and today at the press conference he pulled out a bat on somebody, so that was pretty sick.
What?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. You should look it up after this. But honorable mention goes to Mike Perry, doing Mike Perry shit and doing Mike Perry things. Fucking threatening a dude with a bat before he's supposed to go in there, box him bare knuckled. Kick ass. I should have given him a medal, but you know what? Honorable mention. That leaves in my gold medal. That is Frat Stafford. Not only did he win a Super Bowl this past weekend, but people forgot why we all liked Matt Stafford in the first place. It's because he's Frat Stafford. he just yugs beer. He was the original frat QB. He was the Joe Burrow before Joe Burrow. Like, people forget, dude.
Yeah,
he was the man. He's still the man. And like, it was very quickly when he kind of whittled away in Detroit, and now he's back, yugging beers, walking away from girls falling off stages. It's just he's all the way back.
Sucking down cigars.
Oh.
Just.
I wonder if that was a slight at Joe Burrow.
Probably not.
Probably not. Everyone smokes. Everyone smokes a little cigar before after a big dub. But anyway, that's our medals for the week. Let's go ahead and get on into UFC Fight Night 48. This card sucks. It's it's pretty bad.
And I don't think this is one of those times where it's like, yeah, this card sucks, so it's actually going to be amazing. No, this card actually sucks.
No, not really. It really does suck. I try to be a truther with all this, and like this, I would try, if I could, I'd try to say Bellator's card is better, but their main event is also not a title fight, which usually they should be title fights if they're going to go up against a card like this, but kind of sucks. It's whatever. But yeah, this card sucks. I was looking through the prelims. The only thing I can really tell you to keep your eye out on is like maybe Chaz Kelly. He does some pretty cool shit, but this card does not strike me as, oh, this is gonna over deliver. It's not gonna over deliver. It's gonna be kind of brutal. But the main card has redeemable qualities to it. The opening fight, Joaquin Buckley versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan, that could easily have been the co-main event. It's kind of like it's every hardcore fan's favorite fight, because both these dudes have knockout power. Abdul now gets to fight another striker again, so it's one of those things where one of those guys is going to get put to sleep, and more than likely Joaquin Buckley is going to get his shit rocked this weekend, which in a lot of people's minds they'd love to see. So anyway, that will be a fun fight. That's something I would tell everyone to watch, no matter what card it's on, wherever that's in the place. That will be kick ass. It'll be so kick ass. So
Cool.
Highly recommend
Very
that
cool.
one. Jim Miller, Nicholas Mota, guy coming in from the Contender Series. Jim Miller, legend of the game, looking for getting tied with the most UFC wins in history. So
Damn.
he's kind of a legend, but the fight doesn't. It's not like, oh, this is gonna be kick ass. It's, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Parker Porter,
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy. That's like a prelim fight that got put on the main card because there's nothing else. Parker Porter,
That's
Alan
it.
Badu. Parker Porter is part of the New England cartel, so we'll cheer for him as we are cartel boys. But
Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of insight on this one. This one will be all right. Then we got our boy. Next two fights are guys that are friends of the program. Not yet. Kyle Dawkins, Jamie Pickett. I mean, Kyle's probably going to walk through Jamie Pickett.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Probably it'll be a decision. I don't think either I'm going to knock each other out. Pickett's got a decent chin. Kyle's has a good chin. Probably will see some wrestling. It'll be a fun little fight. Hopefully, I mean, please give us a finish, but who knows?
Yeah,
who knows? And then we got the new main event between Johnny Walker, Jamal Hill, friend of the program. He's supposed to come on the show before he got bumped up to the main event and got fucked with UFC content. So
it happens.
It happens to the best of them. We're cheering for him because it was just, as I said in the last pod, I wanted to have him on before he right after Stafford won the Super Bowl. But yeah, this will actually be a good fight. This is not just me saying it. Like, it actually will be a really good fight. It'll be interesting to see which version of Johnny Walker comes out. Like, Harry, you've probably seen Johnny Walker highlights. I've never noticed it. This dude's a fucking wild card. He throws flying knees all the time, does crazy shit in the octagon.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a fun, entertaining dude. But this last fight with Thiago Santos, he was trying to point fight, and it was maybe one of the most boring main events I've ever seen. Luckily, though, Jamal Hill, he's not afraid to let the hands loose. And Johnny has been prone to get knocked out before, so I won't be surprised if Jamal knocks his ass out in the first couple rounds. And again, we have yet to have a finish in the fucking main events. In this year 2022.
It's insane.
Jamal should deliver. I mean, Johnny could deliver too, but odds are Jamal's going to get the knockout. But odds are this has to end early. There's no way we can go almost all the way until the third pay-per-view of the year without a finish in the main event. There's just no way in God's holy hell that'll happen. No way.
Oh God.
The worst part is,
please God, no.
So that's so that's what we got for that. Bellator obviously got a fight this weekend. Neiman Greasy, and I cannot remember the next other guy, but I mean the card really wasn't that strong, kind of weak.
Yeah.
Nothing really to say about that one, but that's got going on. Bobby Green getting the main event next week. That's kick ass. He's fighting Islam Makhachev, another one of the guys, one of Habib's little proteges. So we're all cheering for Bobby Green to chin him and knock him out and save us from Islam Makhachev taking over as the lightweight champion, which is what no one wants to see, except for people from Dagestani. So
when are we not rooting for Bobby Green, though? That's the question.
That's facts. That is facts.
The dude is the man.
That's facts. We all love Bobby Green. Bobby Green is literally the people's champion right now. So all in on that, we'll talk more about that next week. We have literally no one on that card coming on the show, so we can be actually unbiased.
Wait, you mean we're not actually unbiased when we're talking about this?
Sorry, we're the most unbiased program in the history of MMA. In all sports. But yeah, we'll release our picks on Saturday. If you don't realize what an X-out is, you're a fucking dipshit.
Yes.
Oh my
what
God.
The hell
that
was
dude
that?
That dude was so dumb. I almost said a word I'm not supposed to say. That dude was so stupid. So like, if you're gonna go after somebody and then block them after they tell you you're an idiot, you're an idiot.
Coward.
Like you're a coward. You're a coward. If you can't take shit, don't talk shit.
Yeah, it's the age-old adage. Chat shit, get banged.
I'm also a big advocate. Like, if you're going to be on social media, and like again, if you want to talk shit, don't block people. Like that's the most pussy shit you can do. Like, take it like a man. If you're going to dish it, take it. I've never and then there's also people who try to act tough on Twitter, or they'll go after people and then they'll block people if they say something stupid. It's just like, that's not tough. That's not like, all that just means you're a bitch. Like, take it.
Absolutely.
I've never blocked anyone. I've never deleted any comments. I take it. I take it all on the chin. You got to take it all on the chin. So, yeah.
You stand by your tweets. And that's
Have I deleted
Salute
tweets
to
because I
that.
got no likes? Yes, I'll admit that one.
Yes, absolutely. But everybody does
Everyone
that.
does that.
Everybody.
Everyone does that. If I have a tweet I think's a banger and then it doesn't like hit, I'll delete it and save it for later. And I'll
Done.
like when I've actually, this is dead ass. If I know I have a good tweet, I make sure not to post it on myself. I make it a reply and like I'll be like, okay, here's some UFC news that's dropping. I know MMA ESPN's gonna drop it, and I'm gonna save my banger tweet for that. And that's the trick.
Nice.
That's
And
the trick.
then,
I gotta be a
that's
reply
smart.
guy
That's
until
so
we build
smart.
more of an audience. So be on the lookout for
Yep.
my replies. I'm a menace in there sometimes. Anyway, that's what we got for the show. Tuesday we got AJ McKee. Awesome show. Awesome show. Maybe it might be a double guest next week. We might also Jeremiah Wells is coming on the program on Monday. So for all of you who are aware, he did win the fight of the night bonus between him and the Cage. We'll get his thoughts on that. We'll talk about a lot of different things. But yeah, AJ McKee interview, awesome interview. And Jeremiah Wells haven't done it. Sure, it'll be awesome. And Pat Ricard coming on the show next week at some point. So be on the lookout. Great things coming for the show. We're going to get out of this like international UFC fighter territory we've been in the past 2 weeks. And we'll actually get more guests that are fighting the week up. So with that, for me, for Harry, let's have a weekend. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me all the way to the end. I just want to once again thank the sponsor of the show, Living.fit. If you're looking to better yourself, make sure you go to download the app or visit the website Living.fit today.